What's up, OCW? It's Adam here, bringing you guys another little presentation because I could not stop thinking about what might happen for next year. Now, are we going to be on 2K19? Will we be on 2K20? I don't know. Ultimately, it did not play much of a factor in today's predictions that I am making. Matter of fact, they are more than predictions. Since I am a betting man, I feel very strongly in everything that I'm going to state here. I have 8 OCW superstars that I would bet the house on. Will all of these be right? Probably not. But I do feel very confident that a majority of these predictions will come true. And ultimately, if they don't, they don't, whatever. I've been wrong before. But when it comes down to it, I can't stop thinking about, hey, who's going to be a champion next year? Who's going to make a major return? Who's going to be prominent next year? What are some of the surprises that we could look for to next year? And that is why I've created this list. So, without further ado, number 1 on the 8 OCW superstars that I would bet the house on. Number 1, Antonio Everett. I have him booked as a future OCW champion. If you take Xbox and PS4, you put them together, it doesn't matter. Antonio is top 5 one way or the other. Top 5 player. His ability on the sticks is unquestionable. You've seen him destroy people. I've had the opportunity to fight him, and that was over probably about a year and a half ago. He was great then. I can only imagine he's gotten even better now. And just from watching his matches, you can't help but to think, hey, this guy is a firm foundation in the future of OCW, and he's going to be something really special. He's going to continue to improve. He's going to continue to get better. I think he's a future OCW champion within the next year. Now, all things considered, this man is one of the best rookies that OCW has ever seen. Of course, he's not a rookie anymore, but when he came in, he was one of the best rookies that we have ever seen. And the only thing that prevented him from being potentially the greatest rookie in OCW history is the man who comes number 2 on this list. And that, of course, would be Doc Green, who I am also saying is going to be a future OCW champion within the next year. Look, you can put Antonio and Doc Green right next to each other and check, check, check. Both of them are great with written words. They do outstanding video work. They have really good stories. They have layers to it that you just peel back and you find more to enjoy about them each time. Their character work is on point. Both their characters have evolved so much, and it's really been fun to watch. And I know they're saying right now that the 2 of them are done. They're not going to have any more interactions with each other. The story is over for now, and I just can't see that being a long-term thing because everything I said about Antonio is true about Doc Green. You take PS4 and you take Xbox, and these 2 are top 5 in that category. And the other person who's somewhere in that top 5 is H2O in terms of active competitors. Those 3 are the bee's knees. They are amazing. They are, they're the standout people on Riot. I can't foresee the 3 of them not interacting with each other, not fighting for that title at some point. And the truth is, I don't know if you rank it 1, 2, 3. H2O number 1, Doc Green number 2, Antonio Everett number 3. Obviously, Antonio has been getting the better of Doc Green a little bit in terms of competition lately, and that's what makes OCW so great, so unpredictable. Is it's a comp fed. It's not an RP fed where someone says, "Oh, this is a great RP. Oh, this was a great RP. Let's combine them and say, vote say this one was better." We don't do that. This isn't a highlight reel fed where you put together a match and someone picks and chooses. I want this spot. I want this spot. This person's going to go over. That's not what this is. That's not what OCW is. This is a competitive hybrid fed. You can be great at one thing and you can be shit at the other, and you can still be successful. At the end of the day, though, you got to win your matches. You got to win a match to get to that top title. And these 3 people that I've just mentioned, H2O, Doc Green, Antonio Everett, they do all those things. They check all those boxes. I don't know which one's going to get to the OCW Championship first. I don't know if it's going to be Doc Green. It could be Antonio. But I feel very confident saying both of them probably will, within the next year, be a champion. I don't know which one knocks off H2O. It might not even be either one of them that knocks off H2O. But I feel pretty confident that the only thing that stops either one of them from having a long reign would be the other one. Okay, so whoever gets there first, the second one's going to be nipping at the heels. It's going to be right there. It is, That is a consistent that I can say. This is going to happen. 1 and 2, 1 Antonio. I'm picking Antonio to get there first by a nose hair. But then I'm saying Doc Green's going to be right there as well. And that's my prediction. I feel very comfortable in saying these two people, these two men, are going to be fighting for the OCW Championship, and they're both going to win it at some point in the next year. No disrespect to Harvey whatsoever. He's right there as well. So number 3, in terms of my predictions for next year, that I would bet the house on is going to be the OCW Hardcore title. Meaning, yeah, this is not a person per se that I'm betting the house on, but the reason I'm going to say it's going to happen is because of the 4 people I'm about to name: Rex, Horseman, Mantis, and Kane. All 4 of them are determined to kill themselves and others in the process, okay? They are violent people, they're violent competitors, they have great character work, and they just singularly thrive in these environments. Rex has dropped people on their heads. Rex is a scumbag. Rex is having a safety debate with Mugen. No, you lost, buddy. You're not safe in the remotest sense, okay? At all. When it comes to Horseman, I've never had a DM with him where the son of a bitch didn't go and get a kendo stick and repeatedly beat me over the head with it. He can't help himself. He's a charbroiled horse at this moment, okay? He's trying to destroy himself. This is ultimately what Horseman loves to do. Go through flaming tables, and Rex loves to put people through flaming tables. Mantis, he was jumping everywhere in the FI, and people loved it. People were excited in the viewing party. They loved watching him fly everywhere. He was a standout in that match. It was great to see. That's where people really enjoyed his character the most, when he's, risking life and limb. All right. And then we have Kane, who is just the shadiest freaking character we have in OCW at the moment. And I think he would do a fantastic job in a hardcore division. Now, notice all these people are from Turmoil. Ultimately, I feel like Turmoil would be the better setting for the hardcore title. Does it mean it's going to happen? Well, probably not necessarily the hardcore title, but I don't know what that means. Does that mean that there's going to be a title that might potentially get dropped? Does it mean that this might be integrated and merged with another? I don't know. But I do feel very confident in saying that in some way, shape, or form, these 4 people could make an Extreme Rules division, a ladder match division, a last man standing match division. And if you're going to do a last man standing match division, Rex is going to win because he can't keep the son of a bitch down. But ultimately, I think these 4 people could make an Extreme Rules division and make it just stand out. It would be something that I would like to see. Obviously, these 4, they like hardcore rules. They like hardcore matches. They love swinging away with chairs, kendo sticks, ladders, whatever they can get their filthy hands on. They'll swing away and they'll have a shit ton of fun with it. I think Turmoil would be the proper setting for it, because I can think of other names that would do a fantastic job in there. Obviously, Danny Watts, he's on Riot right now for a little bit, but he seems as another character that would do a great job. But these 4 right here, I could see an OCW hardcore title making a comeback. I don't know if that means another title gets retired potentially, if it gets merged with that. I often fall into the category of saying, hey, we have too many titles as it is already, but I can't deny that these 4 ultimately would make a fantastic group of characters fighting tooth and nail over the hardcore championship. Number 4 in things that I would willingly bet the house on, all right, is Justin Jess fighting for a CCW Championship sometime within the next year. Notice I did not say win the CCW Championship within the next year. Justin Jess, not the greatest on the sticks. He'll openly admit that. Everyone can see that. You look at the rankings, he doesn't have the greatest win-loss record, but what he does have is a fantastic character, really strong writer. He's someone that people just genuinely enjoy. You can't help but to notice him. He has a great look. He stands out. He's charismatic. All these things that I've talked about help you to get to the top are exactly what he has. Does that mean he'll get over the hump? No, I don't foresee that happening. But I do see everything coming together, just like it did for Rex a few years ago, where he was just kind of always nitpicking and getting his way closer and closer and closer to the top, and then he finally had a breakout moment. Last year, I predicted that Justin Jess was going to be the breakout superstar of the year. I don't think I'm wrong on that. I think I've gotten that right 100%, and that Justin Jess is ready to take that next step up. So, he's gone from a mid-carder. He's ready to go up to the upper mid-card and contend for the top prize. Does that mean he's going to win it? No, I don't believe that he would win it, but I do believe he's earned the right to probably work his way up the card and challenge for the CCW Championship at some point within the next year. I love the character. I wasn't always a huge fan of the character, but this last year has really just been a turnaround, and everything has gone smoothly. He's been prominent. He's been in feuds. I'm ready to see Justin Jess fight for the CCW Championship. So, kudos to you and all the work that you've done. You've done a fantastic job. You're not going to beat me for the CCW Championship, but I would be more than happy to extend the offer to you to come get your ass whooped by me. Number 5 in the things that I would bet the house on is Empress and Valk not making a return to full-time. Now, maybe this isn't exactly much of a prediction. I'm sure a lot of us probably are thinking this, but there is some lingering doubt that, hey, maybe they're going to come back, maybe not. Valkyrie obviously is still in Discord, has left the door open for a return. Empress has a lot of connections back to OCW, is still, talks with a lot of us. But ultimately, I see both of them, and they're both happy doing other things, all right? They both left their characters in good positions. Valkyrie is a future Hall of Famer. It's undeniable. I don't necessarily know if Empress is quite there yet, but in the short amount of time that she was here, definitely left a huge mark on OCW. And both of them have gone on to do stuff that they enjoy doing. Empress just got on social media, has started posting images, has been talking about doing some video work, just like Empress has been doing, or not Empress, but just like Valk has been doing for about the past couple of years. And both of them are fantastic at it. Valkyrie does great video work, has a big following. Empress is on there and is making some waves, and people are really responding to that. It's great to see. I'm very happy for both of them. And I say don't return full-time because I feel very confident saying, hey, at some point they probably will pop up again, maybe for a resolution match. I don't know, against each other, potentially against somebody else. I don't know. They're both prominent characters in the lore of OCW. They're going to pop up at some point again. I don't see them ever coming back necessarily for a full-time, because they're happy doing other things. And if they do, it certainly won't be next year. And the good thing about all that is I can say that the women's division is still in pretty decent hands with Ashley Moore really coming into her own lately. And then, Flojo, it's time to step up, get off your ass and do something. And then Debbie D is doing a fantastic job. And we have Zoe, who has always been, really competitive, just right there. I'm thinking those four are going to do, great things. So, yeah, will it suck that we don't have Empress and Valk back? Yeah, it's going to a little bit, but ultimately they don't need to come back right away. And I'm happy that they're going to have their chance to do their own thing and be successful at that. And if they do, I would love to see it, but I certainly don't see it being on a full-time basis. Number 6, in terms of things that I believe absolutely will happen next year, is that Nate Ortiz is going to main event Lucian. Yes, I know. Since I got here in 2015, 2016, however you want to define that season, Nate Ortiz has been involved in the main event on a couple of occasions. Only a couple, right? He fought Paul Pugh in Resolution 10. He's fought Drago at Resolution main event. He fought Parker Stevens at a Resolution main event. He fought Tiberius Dupree and Paul Pugh in a triple threat match. Not at last year's, the year before that, Lucian's. And here we are. How should I phrase this? This current Lucian, this last one that just occurred, was the first time in quite a few years that Nate Ortiz did not main event a Lucian. And I think it went really, really well. We showcased that we have enough people who can step up into that role and fill it and have a fantastic match. But Nate Ortiz is back, and he's been very vocal about telling Harvey that he's coming for the championship. Now, does that get to the point where he is the champion going into Lucian? It could be. I have no idea. But I do believe that Nate Ortiz is going to main event Resolution. It's a very safe bet considering the track record. Now, who is Nate Ortiz going to ultimately fight at Lucian? It's anyone's guess, but I feel very confident in the pick that I've made, and that pick is Quartz. Yeah, I know. Quartz is going to have a match against Nate Ortiz in just next week's show. Just came back, and already right away he's making waves. Jake is one of those people that everyone loves in OCW. You can't deny it. He does a shit ton of things in the back that we don't see and will never understand. He is someone that people can go to and talk to and ask for advice. He gives the advice. If you look at the rankings, he's prominently ranked. He's number one for a reason. He just goes in and kicks your ass. He throws you around pound for pound, the strongest in OCW, however you want to define it. But he's really great. He's really good. And I'm happy to see him back. I'm happy to see him competing. And I have no qualms about saying this. Quartz will win against Nate Ortiz in next year's Resolution and become face of the company. He's right there. Rex and H2O have been kind of trading it off in terms of prominence the last 2 years. But Quartz is there, all right? I know that a lot of people frown upon the power rankings that I do, but there's only a few people who have ever appeared more than 2 times upon the list, at the top of the list. Quartz is one of them. He is someone that people enjoy watching. He's really good in the ring. He's good with his video work. And then he does a ton of things for us in the back. It's hard to deny him. I would be happy as all hell to see Quartz fight Nate Ortiz in next year's Lucian. Matter of fact, I'm predicting that that's what's going to happen. Quartz versus Nate Ortiz at next year's Lucian, where Quartz will win. I don't know if it's for a title, but I know Quartz will win and become face of the company. 100% behind that. Does it happen? No. They could just spite me. Quartz could be like, no, it's not going to happen. Just to fuck you now. Yeah, it could. But we're going to see a fight against them next week. And I'm thinking what's going to happen is this is the start of a year-long rivalry that will end at Lucian. Speaking of ending at Lucian, Flojo, her run derailed at Lucian, pinned, eliminated, out of contention. I'm finally gonna say this. Flojo, this year is the year that Flojo finally wins an OCW's Women's Championship. I can say that and feel very confident about it because Empress and Valk are no longer here. Does that sound like a horrible thing to say? Yes, I apologize. But I do feel very strongly that this year Flojo is finally going to win the OCW Women's Championship. Has had so much momentum and lost it, and then had so much momentum and then lost it, and then had so much momentum and then lost it again. It's going to happen this year. Flojo is going to win the OCW Women's Championship. Has improved in the ring. Character work has always been pretty solid. Consistency has eluded Bradley here. I make this prediction because if Flojo does not win the championship this year, it's never going to happen. I honestly believe it. This is a prime striking point right now. The 2 prominent women from the last 2 years are gone. You have Debbie D, you got Blaine, you got Zoe, and you got Ashley Moore to overcome. You can fucking do it. You can make it. You can get to the point and you can win. I hope that happens. This is the one I feel the least confident about, but I can say fairly confidently that Flojo is finally going to win the OCW Women's Championship this year. So, that's it. That is the 8 things that I will bet the house on this OCW season. If I get more than I get wrong, then I win. I'm a gambling man. I feel very confident about these. I would love to hear what you guys think ultimately. Let me know how you feel. If you think I'm completely wrong, whatever. Let me know. I would love to hear back from you guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.